So I stole this idea from Damien and I loved his making a plan and just kind of thinking through what executive functioning skills do our students need. And this is just kind of a way that students can check off. So what I was thinking is this could go into Kami. And so the first thing is you want to have the Kami extension. So you'll just go to the Chrome Web Store. And once you're in the Chrome Web Store, you're just going to hit Find Kami and then hit Add to Chrome. Once you do that, you'll go to the puzzle piece and pin it. And then when you're in this Google slide, you'll see this button that says Kami. So again, I want to make any updates here on this template. That way, my students will not be able to move around any of the text or any of the font. Okay, so now that I've got that, I'm going to go ahead and click the Kami button. Now that I've clicked the Kami button, I am able to add audio directions. I am able to create video directions as well to really explain to my students what they need to do. So again, I can come in here after I allow my Google and then I am ready to explain. So again, I can mark up or I can leave comments. So I'm going to go ahead and leave a comment. I'm going to leave a voice comment. As soon as you click this down on your Kami, it is going to start to record. Hey everyone. So today what I want you to do is I want you to draw an emoji. So you're going to go to the drawing tool and you are going to draw a happy face, a sad face, whatever face of how this week has gone. And then you're going to grab the text box or you can grab the audio tool. And I want you to explain why you're feeling that way for this week. Can't wait to see how you're doing and to check in with you. So again, my students are able to hear those directions of me going over how do they feel this week and why. I could type in the goals with my students or have them do that individually. And then this is going to be for them, and we're going to show you how they can highlight or show that they're done. So I like to take this to my learning management system. So I'm going to go to Google Classroom. This works in any learning management system. And I'm going to go ahead and go to classwork. Now that I'm in classwork, I'm going to hit create a Kami assignment. Once I create a Kami assignment, I am going to search for this file in my drive. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to believe it's in this folder. Oh, wrong folder. This folder. And right here it is. And I'm going to grab this one. And I want to make a copy for each of my students. Okay, you can add a topic if you need to. You can change the point value if you want to. You can add a due date, all of that kind of stuff you're able to do. Control features is kind of nice. It's where you can select, like, they don't need the dictionary. My students don't need to use the equations. They don't need the shape tools. So you can kind of decide what tools your students need and which ones they don't need. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. Right here, this will just send directions to students. They don't really need that because they've used Kami before. And then I do want this on just so they can access this on another device. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and name this as making a plan. Now that I've created my title, I'm ready to assign this. So once it's assigned to my students, what's nice about this is they can go into their Google Classroom. So there's student 1, here's student 2. They can see the making a plan. They're going to click it. It's going to open up in Kami. So here it is again. Classwork, making a plan. Open. Okay, so now that it's loading, they will be able to go in and I can see how my students are responding. So again, this is student 1, this is student 2. I'm on my teacher profile. So then I can see side by side all of my students. And if I had more students, I would just be able to scroll. So instead of clicking individually through this, I can see them again, all side by side. So I know exactly what they might need. Over here is my student. So let's say this student right here is finished with this. They can go up here to the markout tool and they are able to highlight that they have completed this activity. And I like to use color codes in my classroom, like green meant they've got it. And then I could say, like, yellow, maybe they needed a teacher check in. So my students are able to highlight as they're working and as they're completing these activities. Here's that drawing tool. They can come up here and draw their emoji. And then again, they can use that text box to explain the why. They can also come in and add their goals and objectives. So that's student one. And then I'm going to come over here. Here's another student. So again, same thing. They can use any of these highlighters to kind of, again, highlight what they know. Or they can highlight freehandedly. And then again, they're going to draw how they're feeling, and then they can explain why. My students are able to listen to this to really help them with the directions as well. So if they hit play, it's going to start talking and they'll hear my voice. Now on my end, so let's go back to that teacher. Again, side by side, and I can quickly see and I can change the view of this. So maybe I want to kind of zoom out. I can see how they're doing. And then I can say, okay, this student is maybe struggling. So I'm going to give them feedback. So then I can leave feedback right on their Cami. Great start to this essay. Keep on working. I want you to improve on dot, 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 dot. So when I click done, my student gets that feedback immediately. So right here, they know what steps they need to do. They can comment with me as well, and they're able to leave comments and questions that they might have, or they can screen capture whatever they need to do to explain their thinking. And so when they hit enter, when I go back to that teacher view, which is one of these tabs, I can then see that this student has left a question. And sometimes you just have to wait a minute, or if you're very impatient, you can just refresh. And there it is. Okay, so right here is that comment where they need some help, and I can say, sure, come on back. And now if I go back to that student, which is not this one, they can then see that comment. So again, it's live. They're able to get that help. They come back into Google Classroom, go to that same assignment, and then they can keep working throughout the week. If you have any questions or need anything, feel free to email me back or book a time.